When we see what is going on in Kashmir, I just want to know about what actually was going there and why it all started.
Kashmir is Pakistan. What is happening is we need to examine at two levels. First, the geopolitical and strategic level, and then we come to the national political scene. At the geopolitical and strategic level, India has employed a strategy of deflection as far as Kashmir is concerned. The Indians have always been worried about Jammu and Kashmir joining Pakistan. That is what the whole core issue is, and that is what all the wars have taken place.
Yeah.
And to prevent that, they've done everything, every instrument from the toolbox or every stratagem that they can employ. The problem they face is that last year, to 2025 May, the Field Marshal Asam Munir gave them a resounding defeat and a humiliating defeat, inflicted a humiliating defeat on India. If this is what the Indians think and fear, if the Indians lose Jammu and Kashmir to Pakistan, then it is a matter of time before other states in India unravels. Khalistan, Assam, Tamil Nadu. There are so many other parts of India who don't want to be or who are not historical parts of India or whatever. So this is the Indian problem.
DGISPR coming onto the screen and mentioning so many important points in which he has covered I'm almost all the aspects going on right now. How do you see his press conference?
DGISPR General Sharif spoke eloquently as always, and he explained very lucidly, what are the core issues happening right now, for example, in Balochistan or for Kashmir or otherwise.
All the provinces.
And all the provinces and all over Pakistan. The reason we mention Balochistan and KPK is because that is where you're facing terrorism more than other. Otherwise, you're having problems all over. Some of the problems are also, although that was not the main topic, but I can suggest that one of the ways to solve problems is to solve people's problems. Now, question is, how will people's problems being solved in Pakistan? By having smaller units, by having better administration.
But actually, this is the actual problem of people here.
Yes, and it is the right of citizens. Or a lady goes or a woman goes to the market and she wants to buy something. What are the prices? This is what affects her. This is all part of administration. Somebody has to ensure that the average citizen of Pakistan is having a better life than what he is. This is what politics is all about. Politics is not, I keep saying, and I say it now openly, and I dare say this, politics is not only elections. It doesn't matter who comes in power if the people's issues are not solved.
Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. This is Meetup Zishan. I hope you all are doing well. And today we are going to talk about a very, very important topic, which is what is going on in Kashmir. And on the other side, of course, we have heard the recent presser of DGISPR. Talking on that is also very, very important. And for that, I have invited someone who is really much informed. He is a soldier, he is a scholar, he is a reformer, and he's a leading expert on the geopolitics as well. So Brigadier Nader Mir is here with me. Let's welcome him. Assalamu alaikum. Hope you are doing well.
Thank you, Mirab.
So, sir, when we see what is going on in Kashmir, I just want to know about what actually was going there and why it all started.
Kashmir is Pakistan.
Of course.
And what is happening is we need to examine at two levels. First, the geopolitical and strategic level, and then we come to the national political scene. At the geopolitical and strategic level, India has employed a strategy of deflection as far as Kashmir is concerned. The Indians have always been worried about Jammu and Kashmir joining Pakistan. That is what the whole core issue is, and that is what all the wars have taken place.
Yeah.
And to prevent that, they've done everything, every instrument from the toolbox or every stratagem that they can employ. And the problem they face is that last year, to 2025 May, the Field Marshal Asam Munir gave them a resounding defeat and a humiliating defeat, inflicted a humiliating defeat on India.
Yeah.
And since then, the Indians have lost their nerve. And not only has that unbalanced them, or what has happened unhinged them, that Pakistan's geopolitical stature has risen, as you see, in the Gulf, peacemaking between Iran, US, MOU, ceasefire, before that ceasefire, and now, even Babul Mandab, Pakistan joining Saudi Arabia, and then Kuwait, other countries coming to Pakistan for military alliance and all that.
Yes,
so what the Indians are seeing is that if Pakistan is able to consolidate itself and build itself up the way it is building, it's just a matter of time before Jammu and Kashmir becomes the next issue. And if Pakistan can solve an Iran-America global issue, then of course the global weight and clout will come on to India to solve the Kashmir issue, that is Jammu and Kashmir. And Jammu and Kashmir has to return to Pakistan, and that is what is unnerving the Indians. And by the way, it is not only Jammu and Kashmir which is the problem for India. Had it been simply Jammu and Kashmir, it could have been solved some way between India and Pakistan. What they actually going back into history, and we go into it some other day, but just to give you one sentence, if this is what the Indians think and fear, if the Indians lose Jammu and Kashmir to Pakistan, then it is a matter of time before other states in India unravels. Khalistan, Assam, Tamil Nadu. There are so many other parts of India who don't want to be, or who are not historical parts of India or whatever. So this is the Indian problem. So what have they done? They have tried to shift this into Pakistan. As you would see, it is not only Kashmir which you have talked. The whole belt, the whole line from Baluchistan, KPK, Kashmir, northern areas of Pakistan. This entire area they have tried to destabilize through a multi-front war, since they couldn't wage Sindhu 2 against Pakistan after their defeat last year. They've launched this water strategy of water terrorism against Pakistan. They've done everything against Pakistan. And this Kashmir thing is basically meant, one, to make sure that instead of Jammu and Kashmir, the topic which comes up is Pakistan's Kashmir. So the topic, they want to shift the topic from Jammu and Kashmir into Azad Kashmir, which the Indians call POK, Pakistan Occupied Kashmir. This is as far as this is concerned. And Pakistan has done lots of other things. Pakistan has made, I'm talking, why the Indians are now doing these things. Previously, they were talking of occupying or capturing Azad Kashmir. Now, of course, they'll attempt if they can. But Pakistan has built its rocket force. Pakistan is building drones. Pakistan has articulated its nuclear command. Last year, CGS, who defeated India, General Ahmed has been promoted 4-star. He's taken over the entire nuclear command. So the Indians are seeing all this. And the Indians also know they're handicapped. Pakistan has another advantage over India. I'm talking of warfare. Warfare is today evolved into something more than what it was yesterday. It includes the media war. So Indians themselves concede that they don't have anything comparable to Pakistan's ISPR. And as you know, Pakistan's ISPR dominated the media war in last year, and since then even now. So what I'm trying to explain is that India is now waging a multi-front war, including this one in Kashmir. This is one. Now, the other aspect of what is happening in Kashmir is the Pakistani political, economic, national scene. Pakistan has problems, fault lines, everybody has, other countries have, India has, all the countries have, even the United States has. So they are being exploited, and similarly, this is the job of the political governments. It is the job of other, not just the military, but other instruments of the state to make sure that the grievances or the problems or the issues of the people, whether in Azad Kashmir, whether they're Baluchistan, whether they are KPK or whether any part, they are solved. So what I'm trying to say is, if you take a balanced view, one is what the Indians are doing, and the other is what our failings or our weakness or our fault lines the Indians are exploiting. So we need to cover our weaknesses, make up for that. And since you have asked right now about Azad Kashmir, I think there are small issues which can be solved. They are not such issues which are unsolvable.
All right, just sorry to interrupt you, but I want to add something. The issues actually which are going on there, that are on one side, and the riots which are outside, that is on the other side. What do they want? Because if they want anything to be solved, it can happen in a very peaceful way. We have seen the protests in India; those were happening to get their problems to be fulfilled, and it happened, and that those were stopped. But when they are continuously doing such things, they are also creating problems for the people who are living there, for the localities as well, like blocking the roads, coming outside, like making problems for the businesses. You know what? I think more than a lot of money has been lost by them just because of these issues. There are a lot of problems going on financially there as well because of these protests and everything. So what is the purpose of that? Who is fueling them?
Very apt question, Mirab. You're right. You see, one, I've hinted or rather spoken very clearly on this, on the Indian hand to do this. But the second is, you see, there are local political forces within Pakistan or other forces within Pakistan with their vested interests, whether they are in Baluchistan or KPK. And now, since your question is about Kashmir, you see, in Baluchistan, you experience terrorism. Here you're experiencing a form of anarchism. I mean, like roads being blocked, like business being affected. So the aim is to create turmoil. You know, the aim is, and I'm saying that the ordinary people, we have to understand that the ordinary Kashmiris, they are Pakistanis.
Yes.
The ordinary Kashmiris are not at fault. They are patriotic people who love Pakistan, and Pakistan has done everything for them for 70 years or 75 years more. So, and they are suffering. So this issue has to be resolved, and it has to be resolved also by our political forces. It is the responsibility of all the leadership, and leadership is in many forms. Political leadership, then you even have the religious clergy, religious leaders have a role. Then you have business and people who are, like you said, traders and all the other people who are part of the community, the civics, the civil society. They all have a role as far as this is concerned, whether it is Kashmir, whether it is Balochistan, whether it is... So what we need to do, this is what I keep saying, is that we have the state and the army and the people joining together. That is how you will solve the problem. So you asked why it is being done. One, it is being done because of the Indian agenda in Kashmir, as far as Kashmir is concerned. And the second, it is being done because of some of these people who have their own political interests, and the political interests are clashing. But I keep saying, and I repeat it now, Kashmir is above all politics. You know, for Kashmir, how much blood has been given, how much Kashmiris have given sacrifice for this country, both on that side, that is in Azad Kashmir, and also on the Jammu and Kashmir side. And similarly, how much Pakistan has suffered, or how much Pakistan is ready to sacrifice for Kashmir's sake. It is everything. So at the end of the day, we must join together all our people to solve the issues of the people. And our political forces have a very direct and major role to play in this.
Absolutely right. Moving forward, as we have seen DGISPR coming onto the screen and mentioning so many important points in which he has like covered I'm almost all the aspects going on right now. How do you see his press conference?
DGISPR General Sharif spoke eloquently as always, and he explained very lucidly, what are the core issues happening right now, for example, in Balochistan or for Kashmir or otherwise.
All the provinces.
And all the provinces and all over Pakistan. The reason we mention Balochistan and KPK is because that is where you're facing terrorism more than otherwise you're having problems all over. And also giving the solution, not only giving out what the army is doing or what the state is doing, but also, suggesting various things, because at the end of the day, we all Pakistanis, the military and the civil, and all Pakistanis have to come together. It is our country. It is a country belonging to all of us. It is not belonging to a elite or some few people. It is belonging to 250 million Pakistanis. And that is what DGISPR and the army and the under Field Marshal Sayyid Asim Munir believes, that, all Pakistanis united for Pakistan. And if for this, different things are needed. For example, if there's a problem, you can have one solution, you may have another solution to that. And some of the problems are also, although that was not the main topic, but I can suggest that one of the ways to solve problems is to solve people's problems. Now, question is, how will people's problems being solved in Pakistan? By having smaller units, by having better administration. Look, at the end of the day, what do people want? If there's rain here, don't people expect outside that, somebody is going on a motorbike with his family, or somebody is going, that there is no rainwater and the roads are cleared. And similarly, there's safety and security. I'm talking very small things, people expect this.
But actually, this is the actual problem of people,
Yes, and it is the right of citizens. Or a lady goes, or a woman goes to the market and she wants to buy something. What are the prices? This is what affects her. This is all part of administration. Somebody has to ensure that the average citizen of Pakistan is having a better life than what he is. This is what politics is all about. Politics is not, I keep saying, and I say it now openly, and I dare say this, politics is not only elections. It doesn't matter who comes in power if the people's issues are not solved. So people's issues have to be solved. And at the end of the day, we all Pakistanis must unite. We must stop blaming. Here there has become a culture of blaming each other and too much of sensationalism. We should start maturing as a nation. We must start thinking of Pakistan, because Pakistan is above all. Pakistan is above everything. And we must move forward as a nation. And when you're thinking of as a Pakistani, then it doesn't... Look, if there's a problem, God forbid, in Balochistan, in any part of Sindh, in any part of KPK, or any part of North-South Pakistan, it is a Pakistani problem. You don't say it's the problem of those people. No, though it's my problem. It's your problem.
Yeah.
When you have this feeling, this nationalism, this feeling of Pakistan, then your problems are going to be solved. So we need to work out a system. Either this system improves, as you introduced, I'm a reformer, so I'm saying this, either this system improves or whatever changes are needed, those changes are brought. But you can't have people disillusioned or people frustrated or people not responding, because the enemy, as you have seen, is exploiting.
Yeah,
Is
they're
always
using
ready to
those
exploit
things.
you.
They're using those things against us. And on the other side, like when we focus on the press conference of DGISPR, he also mentioned about verifying things, what is going on. This is the world of social media. Everything is coming onto the screen on your phones, and you cannot really verify what is right, what is wrong. We have seen people, videos of them, they're telling things, but actually considering them verified, those videos are actually not about now. So things are really going wrong on social media as well, and we have to be very much focused about the media angling and the verification of all news. How do you see that?
DGISPR General Sharif was absolutely on mark, because, as you know, and he knows better than anybody, being DG, this is the era of social media and media. This first. And he gave out facts and figures and statistics, you see, which have to be brought, because the ordinary people or the average person doesn't know these things. So
Yeah.
it was a very timely, and very well articulated, bringing out facts and figures. And I was not only seeing that, I was also seeing the comments of the people, on social media that were coming. There is a sea change, or there's a major change. I have seen people now understanding, the more you talk to the people, the more you explain to the people, the more logic. People of Pakistan have rustic wisdom. Average Pakistani may not be educated in Oxford, Harvard, or in the top universities, but they have what is called rustic wisdom. They have basic common sense. They have wisdom. Don't underestimate the people of Pakistan. There is a strength of Pakistan. Like the strength of Pakistan is the Pakistan army. The army of Pakistan and the people of Pakistan are the real strength of Pakistan. So what I'm saying, the DG was absolutely right, and I've been saying this. Social media. This is my quote. You can quote me anytime you want with my name, Nadir Mir. Social media is an instrument of war. This is today being used. It is being used in political wars. It is being used in military wars. It is being used in business. It is being used everywhere.
It's a media war.
It's a media war, and it is frequently being misused. So all the enemies of Pakistan, like, they will make a small video, like he said also, and it was explained, and then projected, this has happened, that has happened, and you go and find out, you'll find nothing has happened, or nothing worthwhile has happened. So it's like this. So what needs to be done is that, first of all, social media needs to be monitored, and ascertained. You can't just believe when, as they say, 90% of it is fake. Donald Trump, besides being a great president of America, he's also very amusing. He used this word fake media. So you have to also make sure that fake media is separated from the real media.
Yeah. There should be a difference, and there should be an understanding that you have to be focused on what is right, what is wrong, what is the misinformation. And of course, since we are looking forward how the leaders of Pakistan are coming and telling and educating the people of Pakistan that what is the misinformation, because in this era you should be informed what is going on social media. All right, so when we look around the tensions in the Kashmir area and Rawalakot as well, and the situations which are going wrong there, and elections are near, so what future are we looking right now? What will happen now?
First of all, there is no question on Pakistan's national security. Whether it is India, whether aggression, or whether it is Afghanistan's terrorists coming from there, or whether there are anarchists, like you've seen some coming up in parts of Pakistan. There is no question on that they will be allowed any space. There is no space for terrorist anarchists in Pakistan. That is clear, you see, number one. Number two, as far as the elections are concerned, as far as people's problems are concerned, they have to be solved. So it is mandatory for all political forces, to, as I said, and this applies to all of Pakistan, whether it is Punjab, Sindh, but most of all it applies to Kashmir. Why? Because, as I said earlier, and I repeat, Kashmir is above politics. You see, what is Kashmir? Kashmir, there is an ongoing issue with Kashmir. With India, with Azad Kashmir, and of course Jammu and Kashmir, which is to join Pakistan, which is part of Pakistan, occupied by India. So here the future is going to be, inshallah, very bright, but people's problems, people's requirements need to be met, and they also need to be talked with. They have to, communication. When you communicate, and when you meet, then lots of problems are solved. In such cases, vacuum doesn't solve a problem, because it leads to mistrust, it leads to a lot of speculation, and it also leads to this fake social media. So there's a need for all political forces and all other forces. When I say forces, I'm not talking military forces.
Of course,
I'm
there is
talking
a police
about,
forces.
There are people, there are educationists, there are people who have from the area or from outside, and we need to unite all of them. And India is following this, as I mentioned at the very beginning, this strategy of deflection. They're deflecting from Jammu and Kashmir to a problem in Azad Kashmir.
Of course.
We need to bring it back to the real topic is that Jammu and Kashmir should join Pakistan. And the problems within Azad Kashmir or Gilgit-Baltistan or any part of Pakistan, any part, those problems of people, they need to be addressed, they need to be talked, and they can be addressed. And what are the problems?
Yeah.
These are not issues. You see, these are not issues which everywhere you don't need to have a weapon or a soldier or a tank or a plane to solve a problem. The military instrument is not needed everywhere. It is needed against the enemies of Pakistan. It is needed against terrorists.
Yeah.
It is not needed against average Pakistanis who may have an issue or who have a different view on a certain thing. We are an open society, we are a accommodative society. So we need to discuss with these people and solve the problem, and it can be. I am very clear that these problems can be solved, but whose job is it to solve it? It is the job of those who are fighting elections. I'm not fighting an election. I'm not getting elected. If I were, I would be solved. Even otherwise, I'm available to solve the problem. And I'm sure you can also solve the problem by communicating. You need to meet and talk with the people and then diffuse the situation.
All right. Like, as you have said that the military or anything cannot work against the local people of Pakistan, the Pakistanis. Of course, it is used for the war situations, for the people who are against Pakistan. But when we see people who come there, the armed people who are actually unidentified, we don't know who they are, they do not belong to Kashmir actually, then the problem actually comes. Then the security is needed to be more tightened up, more crackdown is needed there, because we have seen people who are actually not Pakistani or something. How important is the role of security right now to protect the people there who are protesting even? Of course, if they are protesting for something, even if we say they are getting fueled by India, Israel or any other country like Afghanistan, Fitnatul Kharij or Fitnatul India, whatever is going on, whoever is fueling them or funding them, still we have to be very careful to protect all the people living there. But about those people who we have addressed, who are not from Pakistan, who are like unidentified people, how important is the role of security to stop them?
Well, you're right. Security is needed. Look, if there's a difference between a peaceful protest or a peaceful demand and anarchists or terrorists mixing with them or exploiting them or using them as a shield. That is totally different. So what the need is of making sure, first of all, what I'm trying to say is, let's assume that these people have come from outside. So where have they come from? Have they come from India? Have they come from Afghanistan? Have they come from other parts of Pakistan? So where is the local administration? Where is the government? There is a job of some. So first of all, they should not have been allowed. How are they getting weapons? I'm sure, we have very good intelligence agencies. We have very fine, we have the best security forces. So number one, they're doing a wonderful job, our security forces, and also, suffering and giving
of course, they're
shahadat.
Sacrificing their lives.
They're sacrificing their lives and limbs and everything. So they're doing their part. So the question is, then where is the weakness? There is a weakness somewhere. And the same applies in Balochistan, the same applies in KPK, the same applies, in a similar way, that where are these people coming and why is nobody stopping them? So what I'm trying to do, this is the first, that you should not allow any entry of such people who can create this kind of problem. This is number one. And as far as the venues or those local places are concerned, anybody who uses weapons or does an armed insurrection or armed weapon, with weapons, they have to be disarmed. And if they use force, then you have to. American police uses force. The other countries. But what I'm trying to say is, since it's part of Pakistan, these people being separated, the rest of the people, they have to be treated very mildly.
Delicately.
And delicately and affectionately. Affectionately, and we have people who can deal with them, because they have, even if, there are angry people, it happens anywhere for any cause. They have to be emotionally relaxed. They have to be, first of all, their problems, genuine problems have to be met. This has to be understood. We have to meet. But the problem is, there are issues here that why is certain areas of Pakistan having these problems? Because it is not only, of course, the basic reason is the Indians and the enemies of Pakistan. But I dare say that they are exploiting this because there are some issues there or there are some weaknesses. So we need to cover those weaknesses.
Right,
we need to address and we need to listen to our people's genuine demands and meet them.
First of all, we have to fix the problems of our home. And then we have to take care that nobody comes into our home. Of course, that's the most important thing, that we have to take care that what is our responsibility and what we can do for our homeland. And of course, this is the responsibility of the government as well. So since it was amazing talking to you as always, and I've learned a lot, of course, and I think we have covered almost every point, every important point right now. Is there anything else you want to add?
Pakistan Zindabad.
Thank you so much. So it was lovely having you as always. Thank you so much for your time. And with that, we are going to end the podcast, and we will be back with you with another episode and another topic, another guest. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.